Oh, hi everyone. Lori Marie here, mixed media artist in Vallejo, California. A gorgeous day. I got home at about midnight last night from taking my sister to the airport. She's headed back to Malaysia. My niece I took a couple of days ago to the airport. She's on her way back to China. Well, actually, she's in China. And Jennifer's on her way back to Malaysia. A lot of flying. So, oh yes, I am back on the table this morning. Kind of a fun project today. I know once in a while we are stuck in a place where we don't have our scissors, or traveling, or at the doctor's office, or waiting for someone unexpectedly. And if we can get our hands on one magazine, we can make a mixed media piece. So I just grabbed a magazine, and my stomach is growling. I just grabbed a magazine and I created the collage, the mixed media background and collage out of that one magazine. And then I pretended I came home and I could play with my Stabilo and my watercolors and my white paint pen. But the rest is done with magazine and glue stick, and that is all. So it's kind of a fun challenge. I want to do a shout out, thank you to all of you that have joined me on Patreon. It's been very fun. Sent out some fun focal points that I have altered in a silly way, and hopefully you're playing with that. And also, if you want to show your stuff, our YouTube Facebook, our YouTube Village on Facebook, you can request to join that. It is closed, but if you are following these videos, if you're a subscriber to these videos and you would like to see what other people are doing with these videos, that's a very good place to do that. So this is a collage, a mixed media piece. Can you see it look kind of shiny? That we did together with the acetate window. This is Watching My Prince Go By. He's down here someplace. And I had it printed on metal. So I just wanted to show you that, which is pretty magnificent. So it's a little bit bigger, and yeah, it's very, very fun. So that's just another way that you can play with your mixed media pieces, is to have them printed on canvas or printed on metal. It's just kind of fun. So thank you all for your time. It makes my time on the table so much more fun. So, that being said, see you on the table. So this is the project that we're working on today. What I have done is I have pretended that I was on an airplane or at the doctor's office with one magazine. One magazine and a glue stick with me to make this traveling collage. And everything that was done here in the foundation was done out of the one magazine. And then I pretended that I came home from the doctor's office or came home from my traveling and brought it to my desk and embellished it from there. So, yeah, it's kind of an interesting process. I happen to really enjoy it. So I hope you do too. Okay, villagers, we are going to have a little bit of fun. So I am going to pretend that I am with a magazine and a glue stick only. I can be flying, I can be at the doctor's office, I can be many, many places where it's not possible to have scissors with me, or I forgot my scissors, or whatever, so I have a magazine and a glue stick, and that's all I have. And I'm going to be making a collage with that. So what I'll do first is decide what size my piece of artwork is going to be. And we'll say it's going to be about that big, okay? So I'm going to, now I took a class a few years ago. It was a short workshop afternoon, and it was by a Robert Ray. and he does little mini collages. And that is where I picked up this idea. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to layer page on top of page on top of page. Okay, so I'm going to put some glue stick on here, because glue sticks are easy to travel with. And I am going to put that on there. Now the first one I took was the cover of a magazine. So it's a little bit stiffer. I'm going to leave it just like that. And I'm going to go, now I might use that one again later on, but I'm going to go through this magazine and just take out colorful pages and continue to glue them on here. So I'm going to say, okay, so this is our third layer. And I'm going to go with probably about 12 layers of different colored pages. Let's go this way. All right, I'm at layer 6 right now. Seven. Somebody's going to have to get a new glue stick. 8. 9, 10, 11, 12. So I have 11 on here. I kind of want to use this for my top layer, but I don't want that. Maybe I want that later. I'm going to save that. Tradition, wisdom, inspiration. That's kind of fun. I want this for the top layer. So layer 12. Will be this. I'm going to go through that magazine, the same magazine, because remember, I'm someplace where I have one magazine and one glue stick only. So I'll set this aside and I'll go back to that magazine and I'll see if I can find something interesting for focal points. So she's gorgeous. Should be a beautiful focal point. That's another background piece that's yummy. Another background piece that's yummy. Another background piece that's yummy. Look at this. This is beautiful. So I'll just go through this magazine and see what I can find. I've ripped out a lot of pages out of here. But let's see see if we can find anything. Look at that face. Look at that face. Oh my goodness. This is a textile magazine, I believe. Some kind of craft magazines. Look at this. This is beautiful. So these are the two things that I've chosen. Her face, which is gorgeous. And then this woman who's completely covered up as far as I can see. Morocco, Kenya, and beyond. Fashion, Love, in Africa. Join forces. So I'm going to... Now remember, I don't have scissors. So I'm just going to tear her out. And the way that I'm going to tear her out, because I do not want the white edge, is I'm going to tear the image toward me, because there's two ways you can tear things out. You can tear them out so you have a white edge, or you can tear them out so that you don't have a white edge. Alright, so I'm tearing the piece toward me, and that does not have a white edge. Okay. It leaves the white edge behind, and I do not want the white edge on this. So I'm just going to carefully tear her out to the best of my ability. I'll take the bag too. I have no idea how much I'm going to use, so I'll just take the whole thing. So there's that image with no white edge. I'm going to do the same with this. Alright, I have two focal points pulled out of that magazine. We shall see. Each magazine offers something a little bit different, of course. So now I'm going to go back into this. Now this has gotten nice and sturdy, and that's just the magazine pages, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start ripping some of those papers away, going as deep or as shallow as I want, because there's all different kinds of fun goodies under here. And we're just going to start creating a fully textured background. Look at that already, huh? So just keep going in, digging in. 1 sheet, 2 sheets, 3 sheets. You got 12 different layers to play with there. So just keep playing until you get the colors that you want, the texture that you want. Some designs. I want that layer to show. I don't know what it is, but oh, it's that green one. So just keep playing with it. Rip, rip, rip. Okay, now I'm just going to go in here and clean up some of these white edges. All right, the light is not very good right now, but I just want to show you what I'm doing. If you can get your hands on some water, you can just, I'm going to spray it on, but if you're at a doctor's office or something like that, you're just going to be rubbing it on with your hands. And then I just take a paper towel and I go in those white areas and I remove a lot of that white edge. I just am not real crazy about that, all the white edge. So I just go in there and remove it. And I'm just going to do that to the whole piece. This is optional, certainly optional, because you may or may not have access to water. But I'm just going to clean up the piece. So you can see how that just peels right off because of the water, but the colored pieces will stay back on there. Colored background. Okay, I have gone through this magazine about 100 times, and at this point I wish I had chosen another magazine for my focal points, because I really had a difficult time finding something that I wanted to put on this background. So what I chose her. She's gorgeous with her child on her back. I chose her working, I think she's got a pestle and a stone, and I think she's grinding something. I can't tell for sure. And then I chose her. I think she's absolutely gorgeous. So I need to alter them. Since it's a collage, I need to alter them. And it felt very disrespectful to alter them at all, because I tend to put silly hats on things or replace eyes or mouths or things like that. And so that did not feel very good. So I returned to her, and these fun circles, these are mats, I'm sure, that have been created. So I'm going to play with that. I love these words for her. And so I'm going to rip out. I love the word wisdom. It's, for me, it's so much more than being smart. It's having lived and experienced and being quiet and teachable and sharing our experience, strength, and hope. That is what wisdom is to me. So I'm going to tear out the word wisdom to go with her. So I have wisdom, and I have these fun circles. And so, of course, this edge is totally unacceptable because it's so harsh. So I'm going to tear that edge off. Here again, tearing it toward me because I don't want any more of that white edge on her. Bring my gorgeous background in. And then I'm going to decorate her with these fun mats. She can go up a little higher, actually. And then I have a word there, so I'll put wisdom over that. And I'm just going to use my glue stick, because remember, I am someplace where I cannot use scissors or Mod Podge on a plane or sitting in the doctor's office and I have my little traveling kit with me so that I have my glue stick. Ripped her. Sorry, sweetie love. Just ripped you a little bit. And I'm going to glue the mats down and the word. Okay. Okay, so I've taken this piece as far as I can take it. If I were out traveling or at the doctor's office where I can play but not have a lot of tools with me, I would then put her in a folder or just carry her like that and bring her home to embellish her at home. So here I am at home. And I have my watercolor paints, and I'm grabbing my ochre, my favorites, my ochre watercolor, and I'm just going to paint that background. Maybe I'll just paint the whole thing. That's what I'm going to do. Oh, it's gorgeous. It's repelling on her face a little bit. I hope you can see that, which is gorgeous. It's just going to make some little dots on her face. Beautiful. All right, I'm going to let that dry. The other supplies that I've brought forward are my white paint pen and my Stabilo. And when she dries, oh, this is gorgeous. When she dries, I am going to play with her a little bit more. Okay, so, oh, she's just gorgeous. So what I want to do is I want to bring her forward a little bit and the background, take it back a little bit. So I'm going to bring in my handy dandy sandpaper and I'm just going to rough up the background a little bit. All right, can you see how the sandpaper scratched that? I adore that. I mixed a little bit of green and a little bit of blue watercolors together. Ooh, trash day. Can you hear the trash trucks? And I'm just going to go in that background. So this will darken the background and bring her forward. Or at least that's my intention. All right, gonna let it dry. I like what's going on. Okay, I'm gonna bring the Stabilo in. And just give a smoky edge to my focal point. So the I dried the watercolor with the heat gun. And so my artwork is a little bit warm. So you can see how the Stabilo can go on a little bit heavier when the artwork is dark. And I have a funny Stabilo. It only sharpens on one side. Darn it. So I'm going to go around her, and I'm going to go around the flowers in her hair, which are the handmade mats, actually, out of that magazine that I chose. So just go forward and play a little bit. Silly Stabilo. All right, so it's all Stabiloed. Now I'm going to bring in my white paint pen. And I am just going to have some fun with some dots. So play with the dots and see where you would like them. And then we'll come back and listen to the piece. So I put some dots around the wisdom. I put dots around the flowers and her hair. So just listen to the energy on your piece. Just feel the energy on your piece. So the background does look a little bit flat to me. So I'm just going to go in here and bring in a little bit more of the white. Just scratch it up a little bit. Might as well bring you along on the process. Might be a little noisy, but not bad. You know I love texture. So I'm just doing a crisscross with the sandpaper in one direction and then another. She is gorgeous. Yep. Pretty happy with her. How fun is that, huh? She's beautiful. Look at all that wisdom. So go create, go play, go have fun.